Awesome. Hey, everybody. KidCharlemagneReturns, KCR is actually easier. Somebody didn't think about their Twitch name when they created it. With me, I have my good buddy, Socrates. Chakra, how's it going?
Doing well. All right. I'm going to be your disembodied voice for the evening while KCR focuses on this run. And we're going to be playing some Castlevania 1 for the NES. A very fun speed run. Whenever you're ready, KCR, take it away.
Cool. Is that piracy I'm seeing? Not down with that. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit reset, and Chakra, can you give them kind of go on the the timer? And I am resetting because there are some specific drops I need to get. And pro tip, anybody that plays this, if you let the demo play through, then those values will get messed up. So,
all right, time's gonna start here on Simon Control. 3, 2, 1 now. Kind of a quick countdown there as we get into level 1. We are playing Castlevania 1 for the NES. Very good speed run. There's a little bit of tech under the hood that would be beneficial to know, but without getting too much into it, a good thing to know is as this game is running, there is a constantly ticking frame rule going from 0 to 15, just running on in the background. And what that's going to control are typically enemy like AI patterns. So a lot of our approaches, a lot of our strats are revolved around that to make the enemies kind of predictable. And also that item you saw there is part of that 16 frame rule as well. He actually got that from a frame specific kill on that zombie. Very important to note. Every level has like a essentially a table of items that will drop on that specific frame, stopwatch being the first one on this level. That's something to keep in mind, that Casey is going to keep in mind as he moves forward, because he's going to try to manipulate that a little bit later on. But first 2 stages down. Second there, you saw a bat boost. Very, very common trick in Castlevania speedrunning. A little bit trickier than it looks, though. Coming up to our first boss.
I missed it.
Casey was going for Oh, sorry. Yeah, Casey is going for a frame perfect crit on that bat, a damage transfer crit, very popular in this game. It's actually a programming glitch that occurs when Simon deals damage on the exact same frame that an enemy deals damage to him. So very tricky to pull off, but very rewarding if you can get it. But that's stage 1 down.
Sorry, folks. I always hope to show that one off at least, because I'm pretty consistent with it. But
hey, hopefully we might see a few more crits later on. We'll see. Level 2 is a bit of a cooldown compared to level 1. You saw a couple of opportunities for like some frame perfects. This one's more about the platforming and the movement. So it's a little bit of a, like I said, a cooldown from level 1, and actually is a great time for some donations if we have some.
Yeah, we don't have any donations quite yet, but as always, anyone that wants to go and hit that link that was just posted in chat, throw in a couple of dollars here and there. Let's see if we can get another $5 train going. See if we can get the fate of the animals to get tied up here. See if we can kill the animals to get up to the 322 mark.
Hey, all right, that's good to hear. So you see what KCR did there is actually a damage boost with that Medusa head. It's actually interesting. All the classic classic Castlevania games, I was thinking about this earlier, almost all of them use damage boosts in a different way. You saw here, again, Casey is going to do a damage boost with his bats. He's using an advantage that these platforms don't really have any collision at the bottom of them. So with a properly timed hit from an enemy, he can actually just boost right through the ceiling there. Good way to save some time. Hopefully, as we come up on, like we have CV2 next, we have CV3 later on, and I think Castlevania 4 tomorrow and Bloodlines, we'll see some other ways that these games utilize damage boosts.
Dang, too bad.
Second boss, we got the Medusa head. KCR did set up for another crit attempt there, but just missed it. Again, these are very, very tight windows to land these crits, and they're just a nice way to clean up the last bit of health on these enemies in a real flashy, cool way. So kudos for KCR for going for those, but we'll take the backup kill all the same. That's all good for us.
Is it a good time for a quick announcement, gentlemen?
Oh, please, go ahead.
Sure.
Well, we've just unleashed the 9 circles of hell on yours truly right here. So we've activated the tier 1 of the Hot Sauce Challenge. And it's basically, it is what it is. You donate, You donate towards the tier 1, unlock all of them, and then we move on to tier 2. They get hotter and hotter and hotter as we go until we get to the 9th circle of hell where I'm probably gonna die. But, you know, it's for a good cause, it's for charity. So let's destroy my taste buds, and tomorrow probably something else.
That
right,
sounds
chat,
like
you heard him.
Oh, go ahead.
You heard him, chat. Let's see if we can get him to suffer with that hot sauce challenge. Donate as much as you can.
That sounds like a pretty spicy challenge to me. Sorry, I had to say it. So we have level 3 here. As you see, KCR maneuvering through this is where the difficulty really ramps up in this game. See, level 1 and 2 is pretty straightforward. It's not, there's a few ways for the game to kind of try to kill you, but not like this stage. We have a lot of randomized enemies with those birds, hopefully pacified with the way that we manipulate RNG, but all these pits, everything trying to just jump out at you. This bridge in particular can be very, very brutal. However, we have a strat. You'll see what he's doing here. He's actually throwing this cross and doing these whip strikes at a very specific time to lose exactly 66 frames while on this bridge. What that's going to do, you see everything just kind of works around him. You can jump through it, jump past it, whip birds down, and also these mummies here are going to do a very predictable, very fast pattern. That is a strategy that was developed by the runner named Luigi Wee. We've named the bridge after him for that strat. It is a very safe, consistent way to go about this stream, because casually, normally, this screen is a nightmare. That was very well done for KCR.
Nice. We have a quick $20 donation from Trisk going towards that burn challenge. Let's get it going, guys.
Hey, Trisk. Thank you for the donation. Level 4 here, we're going to see a very commonly known trick, the cave skip. We're going to see if KCR can do it. It's a pretty tight window, as with most of the tougher tricks in this game. Visual looks good, and we have a boostable bat into the cave. So he's up actually in the upper section of this cave, stalactites, mites, I can honestly never remember. But that top section is not supposed to be traversable by Simon. Instead placed there for the merman, the fishmen, to kind of be a little chaotic, but with a very precisely, I believe, a 2-frame window execution of that stopwatch is able to freeze that bat and actually boost up there and save a considerable amount of time.
That cave makes me mad every single time I see it done graciously.
Oh, absolutely. If you've done it casually, you know it can get kind of chaotic with all the things popping out of the water, the bats coming, but just to have it executed so well is it's a thing of beauty. Speaking of, we just walked through Fleeman Alley, which is very treacherous, but thanks to some again controlling what frame the enemies spawn on by just constantly moving forward, it makes that screen very predictable.
I'm mostly familiar with this run from the history of summoning salt of that video.
Absolutely, that was a great documentation of like the history of this run and how it's progressed over the years. Like this is actually a game that's been run for decades, actually. And actually, a notable thing about Castlevania speedrunning is it's actually, this past year has been a great year for the game in terms of speedrunning. We'll see if we can see why here, if KCR can demonstrate it for us. We had a number of new things found in the game. Starting off, we had our world record holder, SPD Wolf, actually pushed the world record into its very first 11:19 time, which is pushing the absolute peak of like human performance. Like it's you are absolutely pushing the limit of what this game can do at that point. There's not much more optimal you can get from like a human standpoint, which was incredible. That was the first this year. And then not just a few months later, we had honestly by kind of sheer accident, we found a way to make a glitch that had been known for a while to the community, actually made it human RTA viable, what's known as the scroll glitch. We saw KCR attempt one at the beginning of stage 13. Unfortunately, got the wrong pixel, but see if we can get the 14 one here. So what this does, just in a nutshell breakdown, while KCR is going to be setting up for it, as the screen is scrolling from left to right, the game is constantly loading tiles ahead of you and removing ones behind you. We found a way that, with some very precise movement, we can actually trick the game into not loading certain sections or just not going over what it's supposed to do. We didn't get it this time. That's no harm. We'll see if he wants to give it another shot.
Oh, I got too many skeletons.
This is a little treacherous spot right here. We can try it, but these skeletons are not wanting to play with us. No worries. But it's a very cool trick. When it is pulled off, it's very difficult. Actually, it is not easy. It's one of the harder tricks to do in this game. But when done, first try correctly, it can save about between 7 and 9 seconds per scroll glitch, and there's 2 on this stage that you can now do, which is why our world record holder SPD Wolf has pushed the world record from 1119 down to 1105. It's been an insane year for Castlevania. It's probably the most significant tech that's been found in more than a decade, I would say.
So isn't this run getting really close to the TAS?
Funny enough, it's the original TAS. The world record is actually past it. It actually has succeeded it. The original TAS was I think an 1110s time. I can't remember the exact time, but world record is now currently past what the previous TAS could do. But the new TAS with all of the scroll glitch tech found is actually, I believe, 1017. It's an insane time with all the stuff that like a computer can do with a scroll glitch.
And the scroll glitches aren't those aren't the only ones. It's just those are the ones that are viable at the moment. So
yeah,
we may find more.
Yeah, very, very exciting time for Castlevania. Actually, to speak on that, like we're talking about a lot of like the fancy tricks, a lot about the hard tricks, but wanted to talk a little bit about the speedrun in general. It's actually a very good speedrun to get into if maybe you haven't done a speedrun, or like you're new to speedrunning and are not sure if you want to if you're not sure if you can like execute very tough frame tricks, because the beginner strats for this speedrun are actually extremely accessible. It's not difficult to kind of get into this game, but beyond that, it has a ton of depth. Like as the tricks that I'm explaining, like it does take some mastery to get those, but they're really not needed unless you're going for like a super top tier time. To get a good time in this game, it really does not take a lot of like honed effort. I should say it's very learnable. So I would recommend it if someone is looking to try to maybe try speedrunning for the first time. We have a great community as well.
Yep, my first speed game, and folks like Chakra, SPD Wolf, Two Snake, all of those folks are the reason why I can run it with any sort of ability. So it's a really, really great community.
Easy to pick up, hard to master, I'm guessing.
Exactly. As we say that, KCR is taking on Dracula, our final boss. We kind of just breeze through death. Yep. But this boss, though, again, manipulated to act in a way that's predictable, can get very chaotic. KCR is taking a very solid approach here, just taking him down whip by whip, jumping the fireballs, very safe way to do it. But just like every Castlevania game, Dracula has multiple forms. We have Phase 2, very lovingly nicknamed the Cookie Monster.
Oh.
You see the power of holy water just locking him in place. It does not take much to bring him down, as Dracula is defeated. However, per lore, he is releasing his curse upon the land, which will lead directly into our next game, Dracula, Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest.
What a horrible night
to have a curse. And that is Castlevania 1. Very well done, KCR.
Thank you. And thanks to Chakra for doing the commentary. Thanks to Mannix got me involved in this, who's running Bloodlines tomorrow. And then thanks to all the organizers. I've had an interesting week with my internet provider, so there's been a bit of scrambling, and they've been super accommodating. So I appreciate everybody's patience with me. So thanks, everybody.
Well, thank you. And I mean, ISP issues are completely out of your control, so don't worry. No one's holding a grudge against you. I mean, you know, you did put in bloody sweat and tears into this run.
Thanks so much.
What's next, Synod?
All right, so that was Castlevania on the NES, 12:50 being the final time on the timer there. Great run by KidCharlemagneReturns. Great commentary by Chakra. Thank you both for stopping by, helping out the charity, and volunteering your time. Up next, we have Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest Randomizer, being done by Super Big Kmart.